And welcome to the Sounds of Brass newsroom. I'm Peter Webster, and this is your weekly World Brass Band news and entertainment update. Bring you the latest stories, the developments and standout moments from the global brass band community, followed by a roundup of entertainment news shaping the cultural landscape today. Let's begin with the world of brass bands, starting with a global contest analysis and trends. The international contest calendar has been particularly active with several major championships, including in Europe, Asia, Pacific and North America. Beyond the headlines, deeper trends are emerging. In Europe, European contests continue to set the benchmark for technical and artistic standards. Adjudicators have noted a shift towards more narrative-driven test pieces, with bands demonstrating heightened attention to pacing, colour and emotional contour. A notable trend is the increasing competitiveness of first-section bands, many of which are performing at a level previously associated with championship section ensembles. This is prompting discussion about future regarding and contest structure. Asia Pacific, Japan's brass band movement is expanding rapidly, driven by school-based ensembles and multiple supports. Contest organisers report double-digit growth in youth entries, with several prefectures launching new regional qualifiers to manage demand. Australia's contest scene is also evolving, with bands adapting more British-style programming, including classic test pieces previously underperformed in the region. In North America, the US and Canada continue to strengthen their contest infrastructure. Several bands have adapted European-style rehearsal intensity, including sectional coaching and guest conductor residencies. There is also a notable rise in cross-genre contest repertoire, with bands incorporating cinematic and symphonic influences to broaden audiences' appeal. And for a global trend summary, across all regions, adjudicators have highlighted higher technical consistency, more adventurous percussion writing, greater emphasis on ensemble blend and warmth, and increasing use of multimedia in contest presentations. These developments suggest a global convergence in brass band performance standards. The commissioning landscape is experiencing one of its most active periods in recent memory. Several internationally recognised composers have unveiled new works featuring polyrhythmic structures, expanded low brass scoring, hybrid orchestral brass textures, and programmatic themes inspired by global history and environmental issues. These works are already being adapted as test sections for upcoming national championships. Youth and training level works, publishers report a surge in demand for accessible but musically rich youth repertoire, with composers focusing on clear thematic development, manageable technical challenges, strong educational values and flexible instrumentation. This reflects a global push to strengthen early-stage brass band engagement. Digital distributors continue to grow, with several publishers reporting that over 60% of new sales are now digital, enabling faster access for bands worldwide. There is also increased interest in subscription-based music libraries, offering ensembles curated monthly repertoire packages. Personal movement leadership changes and artistic direction now. This season has seen a significant movement among principal players and conductors. Several high-profile soloists have moved between top-tier bands, prompting shifts in ensemble identity and contest strategy. These transfers often reflect broader artistic ambitions, with players seeking bands that align with their preferred repertoire on touring schedules. For conducting appointments, new conductors have been appointed in the UK, in Europe and Australasia. Many with backgrounds in orchestral conducting, contemporary music, youth development and cross-genre collaboration. Bands are increasingly selecting conductors with long-term artistic vision rather than contest-focused short-term goals. Also, a number of long-serving musicians have announced retirement, prompting tributes from their communities. Many who have contributed 30 to 50 years of service, shaping the identity of the brass bands and mentoring generations of players. And now to youth development, education and access initiatives. Youth engagement remains a cornerstone of global brass band sustainability. International tutors have delivered sessions focused on breathing and tone production, ensemble communication, contemporary brass techniques and performance psychology. Now, these workshops are increasingly being live-streamed, expanding access to remote regions. Also, new scholarships programs have been launched to support young musicians pursuing conservatoire training. Several national organisations have introduced means-tested instrument loan schemes, addressing financial barriers to participations to help those struggling financially. And youth festivals in Europe and Asia have also reported a record attendance, with organisers emphasising inclusive repertoire and non-competitive formats to encourage participation from developing ensembles. Brass bands worldwide are embracing ambitious touring and programming strategies, with several championship bands announcing multi-country tours featuring joint concerts with local ensembles, educational outreach sessions and repertoires showcasing national musical identity. These tours, which aim to strengthen global brass banding networks. Also, local concerts remain vital, with outdoor summer performances drawing large audiences. Many bands are adapting theme-based programming, such as film, music nights and historic retrospectives. These also cross-genre collaborations, which are increasing, including partnerships with choirs, orchestras, jazz ensembles and electronic music productions. Now, these projects broaden audience reach and challenge traditional brass band boundaries. Supporters of both the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain Children's Band and the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain are being given the gentle reminder to ensure they book their tickets to see the ensembles in action in just a few weeks' time. The children's band, The Sounds of Change Summer Course concert takes place on Friday the 31st of July at Taunton Brew House at 2 o'clock p.m. The guest conductor is Katrina Mazzella-Wheeler and will featuring award-winning euphonium soloist and National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain Agnes Ritchie. Tickets free to under 18s. To hear 60 of the UK's most talented young brass and percussion players aged from 8 to 13 have already been snapped up, with the promise of plenty of musical creativity and excellence on show in an exciting mix of music, old and new. Highlights include Peter Graham's The Journey of Phyllis Fogg, Lucy Pankhurst's March, IRL, Liz Lane's The Awakening, Tim Minchin's Revolting Children from Matilda, the musical, and Erilyn Wallen's Gold Saturday. Also featured are Amazing Grace and Evelyn Glennie's A Little Prayer in a new arrangement by Dr. Robert Charles. Tickets for under 18s are free. To book tickets and find out more, then visit www.nybbgb.org.uk/what's-on or www.tauntonbrewhouse.co.uk. The Senior National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain will also take to the stage at the Forum in Bath on Saturday the 8th of August, commencing at 5:00pm, for their end of summer course concert entitled Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. The 90 young players will be directed by guest conductor Lieutenant Colonel Lauren Pritzer-Watts and will feature internationally acclaimed tuba soloist Ross Knight. Reduce, Reuse, Recycle celebrates transformation, reinventation and renewal. Highlights include world premiere Ayrshire by Simon Dobson and Martin Brabbins' Vaughan Williams Concerto for Tuba in F minor and John DeMare's Spectacular Extreme Makeover. A spokesman for the NYBBGB commented by saying ticket sales have been extremely encouraging and we hope to welcome as many people to both events. For these exciting performances under inspirational conductors, tickets for under 18s are free. To book tickets and find out more, then visit the NYBBGB website or go to www.bathforum.co.uk. Scotland's hopes of lifting the World Cup this year rest now on the Cooperation Band as they prepare for the WMC Contest Challenge in Kirkcaldy next weekend. The reigning brass in concert champions will showcase its test piece and own choice programme formations ahead of their travels for free at a special open rehearsal in Sherbrooke Moss Park Parish Church in Glasgow on Wednesday the 8th of July, beginning at 7:30pm. Those coming along will be able to enjoy hearing the set work for the event. Jean de Haan's Mirage, evoking the tale of the Flying Dutchman, although sadly not containing a reference to the heroics of Archie Gemel. Their own choice programme will include works inspired by the Neolithic settlement of Skara Brae, written by Andrew Duncan, to the What If spiritual journey of Jesus in Tibet, written by Simon Dobson. In addition, the band will also feature Into the Darkness They Go, The Wise and the Lovely by Kelly Marie Murphy, and Sergi the Puppet Master by Lucy Pankhurst, featuring the euphonium soloist Chris Flynn. The World Music Contest takes place over the 11th and the 12th of July in Kirkcaldy and will be live-streamed broadcast. And finally, one of the iconic names of the New Zealand banding movement will celebrate what it calls a milestone anniversary by hopefully putting the last building bricks in place to secure its future. Woolston Brass from Christchurch is 135 years this year and is the most successful and arguably the most famous band in the country. It won its first national title back in 1909 and has notched up a further 27 since. It has certainly lived up to its Maori motto, Tohia Kia Kaha, preserve, be strong, since 1891. For the majority of that history, it has seen the band based at its headquarters in the Woolston area of the city. However, it was severely damaged in the 2011 earthquake and was subsequently demolished back in 2024. Now, as reported in the last edition of Mouthpiece, the official journey of the New Zealand banding movement, following a huge effort to raise $4,500,000, a new Wolston Community and Arts Hub building is entering the final phase of being constructed on the same site. It will provide a new rehearsal home not only for the senior band, but also for its flourishing academy set up, offering a wonderful base for accessibility for the wider local community. And that concludes this week's in-depth World Brass Band and Entertainment News broadcast. Thank you for joining me for this comprehensive look at the developments shaping music, culture and performance worldwide. Stay tuned for more updates, more stories and more from the global brass band community and the entertainment world. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll catch you next time. I'm Peter Webster and that's your Sounds of Brass News.